Hi, welcome to Easy Leisure at Home with me, Gail. Going to be doing fitness Pilates for half an hour. And all you need is a mat, guys. Make a little drink and space around. Little mat just for protection on your little joints. And we're just going to start with a little warm up. So we want to be breathing in through your nose and breathing out through your mouth. So take a deep breath in through the nose. Lift the arms up, nice long back, spine extended. Breathing out, taking the arms down. Big in-breath through the nose and out-breath through the mouth. Last one, breathing in and breathing out. We're going to reach to the side, let the head drop down on your in-breath and back. Lengthen through the fingers as you reach on your in-breath. Breathing out, coming back up, in breath and out, and last, in breath and out. So just going to be lifting the knees. So we want to have the bottom like tucked in, nice long flat back, lifting the knee on your in breath and tapping down on out. So head nice and long, neck, crown lifting to the ceiling, so in breath and out, in breath and out. So we're going to lift and hold, and then on your next out breath, kick out and in. If this is too difficult to keep the knee high, take the leg lower, and if it's too much effort on your hip flexor, then you can hold a couple of fingers to support and assist this leg on the lift. So we're out breath and in, out breath and in, and taking that leg back down. Again, focus on drawing the tummy in tight, and we're going to lift that knee on in breath and tap down and out. So in breath and out, in breath and out. Going to hold up the next one. And out breath as you kick out. And again, if you want to give a helping hand, you can hold this leg, out breath and in, out and in, and then taking that leg back. Just going to roll down, open up the spine, taking a deep breath in. On your out breath, drop your chin down, roll down, lifting the tummy up, getting the back to open up nice and slowly as you drop down to the mat or onto the mat. And then on your next out breath, drawing the belly button up tight, rolling up nice and slow, and then roll the shoulders. We want to reach, squeeze back, in breath as we reach up and out breath as we take it back. And again, nice and slowly, take a deep breath in, breathe out, roll down, nice and slowly, and nice and slow on your out breath, roll up. We're going to take the knee up again. So in breath, we're going to take that knee up with the hands, hold. And then we're going to just take this leg back and take the arms back, and you can stay any sort of position of choice here. So you can come down nice and slow, you can have this leg lifted, you can have a bent supporting leg or a straight, holding, ankles working hard to stabilise, belly button drawing up tight. Couple of breaths here, focus on a little point that you stare at, and then nice and slowly bring this leg down, control by drawing in the belly button as you bring that leg down. So next in breath, take the other leg up, holding, lengthening the spine and crown of the head, and then we're going to just take that leg back and the arms back. You can stay, as I said, as low as you want to go with the chest. You can have that foot still on the ground behind if you wish. Lengthening back. Tummy extra tight, guys. If you feel wobbly, just try and control. Focus on that gaze in one point. And nice and slow, bring it back. Controlled. Excellent. So just gonna have feet hip width apart. And again, hips bottom tucked under. Hands to temples. And out breath, we want to just lift the elbow and drop down. So we're lifting that elbow to the ceiling. And we come back up on in breath. Out breath, the other side. And in breath back. So out breath. And in. And out breath. And in. So we're just gonna roll down, take it out, walking it into plank. So take a deep breath in, breathe out, roll down, nice and slow, walk it out into your plank, tummy tight. Now I'm gonna spread my feet a little bit wider than hip width apart, pushing my heels back, drawing the belly button up, nice and tight. Navel to spine. And then we're going to reach back on out breath. So out breath, tap back. In breath, we come back into that perfect plank. Out breath, reach. In breath, back. So if you can't reach all the way back to the foot, then you can reach to wherever you can. Try and not slump when you come back down. So breathe out and in. Out breath, in breath, out and in, and come back, hold, bring the knees down, sit back, head on the mat, fingertips stretching forward, elbows drawing into centre, nice controlled breathing, in breath allowing the chest to expand onto the legs, and out breath, allowing the body to get heavy. And again, nice and slow. And then we're going to come onto our bottom, our sit bones. And we're going to lean back. So leaning back, hands forward. And we're going to slide back with the chest lifted. So out breath, tummy down. And we're going to hold this position, and then on next out breath, lift, squeeze the tummy in on out breath, in breath down. So breathe out and in, out. So I'm going to give you options here to make this a little bit harder. Making it easier would be just to come up and not lean back as low. Making it harder would be to take the legs to tabletop legs, and out breath and in. Out breath and in. Nice and tight on the abs, guys. Lift that chin. Breathe. Out breath, we lift. As you lift, you squeeze that belly button. And then we're going to have a little rest. We're going to lift the chest on in breath and squeeze the shoulders back and down. And on out breath, we're going to roll. Get the spine to curl and get the chin to drop down. In breath, we lift, we squeeze back as if there's a pencil between the shoulders. Out breath, we lengthen through the arms. Let the neck feel the stretch by dropping the chin down. And from there, we're going to have one leg out in front. Two hands are forward and we slide back. If the hands are back, it'll be a lot easier. So we're trying to focus on drawing the belly button down, keeping the chin up, and having a real tight core. Working it today. So breathing out and we come back. And to make it harder, you lift this foot off the mat. To make it easier, you stay. And then we're going to lift and we're going to hover so the foot isn't coming all the way down unless you want to make it easier. So we breathe out and we breathe in. So the upper body, if you notice, is staying still, so I'm not kind of doing a little in and out. The work is coming from the core and your hip. So we breathe out, so these fingers are just resting as much as you can stretch forward with the fingertips to make it harder. You can even have the hands up if you wish. So we're lifting, and we're going to change legs, give a little stretch, in breath first and out breath, down, and then we'll come back onto the opposite leg and we slide back. The lower you slide back, the harder it'll be. So we're holding in tight again, we're lifting that leg up if you want to make it harder. And then on out breath we lift, in breath down, out breath and in, out breath and in. So really squeezing the tummy on the lift. And if you do feel it's too much, you can also put like 2 little fingers under this leg to help on the lift if it's too much on your hip flexor. And we lift and stretch. In breath and out. And then we're going to come back onto the opposite leg again. This time we're going to just draw the knee in and out. So we slide back again till you feel an effort on the tummy holding in. We lift the leg, and you can stay with this or stay with the leg down if you don't want to do any of these. And out breath again, upper body stays still. Breathing out and breathing in. Breathing out and breathing in. And rest. Best part, in breath and out. And we're changing legs and we slide back. And again, if the hands are back, it'll make it easier. Lift in. So breathing out and in. So really focus on the knee drawn back towards the chest, with the belly button pulling down extra tight. Out breath is when we draw in breath back, out breath and in. We'll go one more. Out breath and in, and lift and squeeze. Drop the chin down, lovely stretch, back of the spine, down the neck, and allow the heart to come down a little bit. Even though they're slow and controlled, they are quite challenging. So we're going to do one of each, guys. The leg will come in and out, and then it'll come up and down. And again, slide back, out breath, slide back, lift that leg, breathe naturally. And on your next out breath, knee comes in. So breathe out and in, and then lift. Breathe out and in. Keep this chin up. Out breath and in. Out breath and in. We'll go one more. Breathe out and in. Hopefully you're feeling this now. Stretch. Curl. And repeat on the other side. So take it back on out breath. Lift, breathe naturally. Hold this tension on the core. Next out breath, knee in breath, back up, out breath, and in. Fingers nice and long, just resting. Out breath and in. We'll go one more, one on each, and keep that chin up. Last one, breathe out and in. Oh, so we're going to roll down. So give yourself space to roll all the way down. Legs can be bent or straight. Taking mine straight. Take a deep breath in, roll. So hips are rolling and we're coming down slowly each vertebrae coming down onto the mat. Even when you come up to upper back, slow it right down and stretch above the head, stretch your toes, small at the back, pushing down into the mat. And from here you're going to breathe out and lift up and breathe in and stretch. Out breath, crunch, in breath, stretch. So out breath and in, speeding this up, out breath and in. If you want to challenge yourself, come up onto your sit bones, out breath, and then roll down on your in breath and stretch. Out breath and in. Out breath and in. Breathing out. And we've got 2 more, one each side. Stay in a little added stretch. Stretch. And again, small at the back, pushing into the mat. And from there, we're going to just bend the legs and go into the obliques, into our twists. So we want to have the shoulder pushing over with the elbow and belly button extra tight, as always. So we're going to start just by doing an out breath on the twist. Out breath and in. Nice and slow. Nice and tight. And if you want to change this, your option will be to have your legs up, breathe out and in. The leg can be higher or harder to be lower. So breathe out and in. Knees are staying above the hip, in between. This is like a tabletop, into extension and back. One more. Give a little hug. Rest the head. So if the head is tilted back, lift it and put it back down and give it a little squeeze. And rock side to side. A little bit of pressure onto the lower back to ease it out onto the sacrum bone. And then we're going to do twists, in breath on one and out breath on the other, so you can stay grounded if you wish, or we can just have legs from knees above your hips. And we twist, so in breath and out. In breath, elbows to the outside of the knees will be harder. Long legs, these legs can be higher to make it easier, or lower to make it harder. Control the breathing, don't hold your breath. And hug. Nice and tight. Rock side to side. We're going to roll over onto the stomach. So rolling over with the toes hip width apart and lengthened, and we're just going to do it a little bit now for the back. So the hands are extending forward, and then it's as if it's like a breaststroke, as if you're swimming. So if you think of coming out of the water, you'll be breathing in, and as you reach forward, you breathe out. So we're coming, elbows digging back, so we're going to be in breath and out. In breath and out. In and out. In breath. So only lift to a comfortable position. If it's too much, stay lower. Breathing in and breathing out. So as we work the back, stretching the sort of tummy area. Nice little stretch, bring hands down underneath the shoulders. Take tension out of your glutes, relax the glutes, and draw back the hands as if you're squeezing back, as if you're drawing the elbows back towards your waist, but they don't actually move. and you squeeze the shoulders back to centre and create space. Don't allow the shoulders to creep up towards the ears. Breathe and relax. Hand on top of each other, head rested, whichever side is comfortable, knees split apart, and just allow the windscreen wiper legs just to swoosh back from side to side and loosen off that back muscle, the lumbar. And from there we're going to come up onto an elbow plank. So again, there'll be options to make it easier or harder. Elbows directly underneath the shoulders, toes curl down, and we lift and hold. So the belly button draws up extra tight. Heels push back so you feel the stretch down the Achilles. And if you want to make this easier, knees to the mat and hold. If you're on your toes, giving you a little challenge here is to ride forward onto toes and back through heels. Have an in breath maybe forward and an out breath as you push back. Try not to have the bottom sticking up. So we push, draw that belly button up as hard as you make it. So really squeeze the core, abs tight. And then rest. Okay, so we're going to repeat. We're going to do leg lifts, so single leg lifts on the out breath. We'll go from elbows, and if you want to just stay in a static plank or in your knee plank, then you can do that. So we're coming up into toes down, lifting, so get the tummy tight, out breath and in, out breath and in. Tight, stomach tight. Last one, and rest. Going to try the same, lifting the arms forward to the front. When you lift the arms forward to the front, try and keep both shoulders level, so you don't twist up on the lift, you just lift and keep shoulders level and hips. Okay team, so we lift and hold, and then we lift one arm, take it back down, try and lift the other arm and back, lift and lower, lift and lower. Last one, yay, really tough. Okay, so from there we're going to just come up onto fours and knees directly under the hips, hands directly underneath the shoulders, and out breath, going to stretch and push up, stretch that back, head tucked under, in breath, belly button drops down, bottom tilts up, and the head can tilt back if there's no neck pain, keep it forward if there's any strain. So out breath, roll, and in breath, down, last one, out breath, and in, and then we're going to come back onto our sides. We're going to come down onto an elbow plank, so we haven't got much time left. So knee on the floor will be your first level, second, feet on top of each other will be a tiny bit harder, and feet stacked on top. Make sure your hips and your toes and your shoulders are in line though, the legs aren't forward or back, just perfect alignment. When you lift, draw the belly button in and keep the hips stacked on top of one another as the shoulders. So we lift and we hold. And if you want to change this, you can take the hand above your head for a bigger stretch. One knee can be on the floor to make it easier. On out breath, going to bring elbow and knee in, and in breath out. So breathing out and in, out and in. Make sure this hip stays up. If the hip is dropping down, come down onto the knee, rest, try on the other side. Time has gone so quick. Elbow down, legs either knee on the mat, foot in front, or lift first, hips on top of one another, hip pushing up, arms nice and high, think of a pencil between the two shoulders, nice and long, then extend if you wish to challenge yourself, and out breath and in breath, out and in. One last one. Well done. Okay, so time gone so quick. So we're going to be lifting the legs. Done it a few times on the last few sessions, so we're going to lift the legs. You can hold higher up is easier, so this will be easier, and you can just stay in this one if you wish. Legs extended is harder. You want the straight arms and you want the chest lifting, and you can hold this position, breathing throughout. Belly button drawn in if you wish to split the legs, and out breath and in. Breathing out and in, pressing the legs out the way, lifting the chest as you press so you have the flat back. If it's too difficult, you can take the hands maybe behind onto the mat. Keep practicing, out breath and in. Holding those legs out, holding the chest nice and proud. Really hold, point your toes, lift the chest and bring those legs back into your little diamond. So the legs are toes together and knees are out. We roll back nice and slow and we breathe out and squeeze. Breathe out and squeeze. If you wish to lift the legs, make this a little bit harder. So the knees are out and the toes are in. Out breath, we squeeze. Making that a little bit harder. Drawing back into the crunch and extending out to straight legs. Breathing out, draw the knees wide, and in breath. Out breath and in. Out breath and in. One more. And stretch. Nice long stretch. Back pushing down into the mat. Draw one knee in tight. Hug that knee. Tuck the toe behind the straight leg. Lower down is easier. Higher up is harder. Other arm out straight. Use that hand to draw that knee down towards the mat or onto the mat. Keep the other shoulder. Look away from that knee. Stretching the spine. Outer thigh. Right up the back. And breathing. Bringing it back up. Drawing the knee into chest. Get the glute to stretch. Lift the head. Put it back down so that the neck is nice and long. And then we tuck the toe, get the hand on the outer side of the knee, arm out straight. As you breathe out, we draw that knee over. Nice stretch, guys. Breathe through it. Let that muscle stretch. Pushing down with our hand will give you an added little stretch. And from there, we're going to just bring the knees in, give a little hug, hook hands below the kneecaps and circle around one way, nice and slow, And then change that to the other side. Circle. And then rock, toes and back and toes. One more time. And staying up on the next one with the legs out wide, guys. So the legs are wide. And we want to just lift. And then on out breath, I'm going to bend both legs, hand behind, lift the hip and squeeze round. In breath, back to the front, lift long back, out breath, squeeze. We'll go one more time each side, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, and breathing in. And take it to legs together. In breath, hinge and lift. Out breath, fold. Stay in your fold. Allow the chest now to come down and the head to drop to get the neck to lengthen. Couple of breaths here. And then roll back up nice and slow. Cross your legs to the front. Hand down, neck over to the shoulder. Out breath, push down. In breath, hold. Changing sides, pushing down, and we'll finish off just out breath, pushing out to the front, and back behind, out breath, push away, in breath, hold, out breath, lift. Thanks so much. Sorry it took you a couple of minutes over, and hope you enjoyed that. Have a fabulous weekend, guys, and just look after yourself, stay well, and thanks for joining me. Any comments, put them up and I'll get back to you. Thank you. Bye.